What's going on, guys? This is Pikachu OTC from Simple Trade. Welcome to another weekly review. We'll talk about the previous week and what happened to the market. Now, last week was pretty rough for the OTC traders, just like the previous one, but it looked like all of the stocks hit the rock bottom. Most of them got to the historical support, and most of the panic and most of the dumping stopped, and the stocks started to consolidate, and more stocks started to go up on a low volume, which is pretty good because that might suggest that the OTC is starting to reverse right now and that we might headed to a green area. We'll cover up some of these stocks that went up on low volume, and we'll cover up some that got up on pretty higher volume. And the first one is ICOA, which we already reviewed multiple times in this channel. As you can see, the stock dropped down to 0093 after hitting the top of 0270, which is very irregular. This is about 70% drop of price from the highest point, even though that the story did not change. And on top of that, there were multiple catalysts that came in, but the market was stronger than the story itself, and the stock price went down to the 0093. But from that point onwards, you can see that the stock is starting an uptrend with higher lows, and it closed on the 0128 green on Friday. Now, what's going on with ICOA? So on October 26, the company signed an LOI for $240 million worth of acquisition of BGBF, which is Asia's first insured Bitcoin denomination fund in transaction valued at USD 240 million. Now, per the news, the LOI is anticipated to close within 30 days, meaning that we got about 2 weeks until that LOI will be closed, according to that news. Now, ICOA current market cap is $76 million. And if you combine the LOI that was already closed of the $185 million of IBG Finance, and you add on that the $240 million worth of acquisition of BGBF, you get $425 million worth of two companies that ICOA has 100% control of both of them. So just by simple math, we got $425 million worth of company if the LOI of the $240 million will be closed, and the current market cap is only $76 million. So according to the market cap alone, we are talking about 60% discount from the current price. Now, this is not a financial advice. Just because the market cap is lower does not mean that the stock will go up, but there are more catalysts coming to ICOA. And on their last tweet, they said that ICOA fourth quarter timeline will be the closing of the BGBF LOI. It will be appointment of new management, which could be David Chong, depth settlement and write-off, and then NFT project and partnerships. So we're seeing even more catalysts and something that might even bring more money to the company by the fourth quarter. Now, the fourth quarter is only 2 months from today, so we are heading into a very exciting 2 month with ICOA. And from here, we will move on to the next stock of this weekly review, and that stock is ILUS or ILUS. ILUS was up about 45% during that week and broke the all-time high of the stock, reaching the price of 0.467. Now let's see why and what happened. So first of all, for those who do not know ILUS, ILUS is a public merger and acquisition investment company operating out of New York, London, and Dubai, focused on adding shareholder value by innovating and growth. The company is primarily focused, but not limited to, acquiring businesses in the technology, engineering, and manufacturing space globally, usually acquiring businesses with revenues between the $1 million to the $5 million range. So it's basically a merger and acquisition company, and it has plans to uplist to the Nasdaq. Now, to be in the Nasdaq, you have multiple criterias, and one of them is to be above the dollar per share price. Now, the current price of ILUS is 0.467, and if you go to the news section right here on the OTC markets, we can see so many updates. About once a week, we get an update or some news from these companies. We can see so many acquisitions completed, intention of acquisitions, money flowing in, and that from all over the world. You can see here European, you can see Dubai, you can see Texas, you can see everywhere. So this is a legitimate company with real business plan, with real progress, And as you can see, the latest news on November the 2nd, ILUS updates shareholders on its acquisition strategy, deals, and NASDAQ uplist plans. Now you can see here that the company has been in the process of successfully completing multiple acquisitions in 2021 while also working on multiple large deals, which all form a part of the company's NASDAQ uplist plans. Moreover, you can see here that ILUS updated on its 2021 performance, which includes the signing of the pre-contract agreements for the 3 US acquisitions, which will add a further of $12 million in the annual revenue to the company. The US acquisitions, when completed, will mean that the company will have acquired 6 companies in 2021, and ILUS confirmed that it has multiple acquisitions in the pipeline as it looks to close out 2021 strongly and carry a great deal of momentum into the new year. So this news is very good news. You can see here a lot of revenues, a lot of plans, and the most important thing of them all, the uplist to the NASDAQ, meaning that the company will need to be at the $1 mark. So theoretically speaking, we are looking at a 50% off the price that ILUS intends to be, which is minimum $1 to uplist to the NASDAQ level. But only time will tell if ILUS achieved that goal or not. So that was shortly about what ILUS company does and the reason for the 45% rise of price. Basically, it's just multiple updates from the company. Let's move on to the third company of this weekly review, and that's TONR. We already covered this stock multiple times also in our channel, so if you're not familiar with the story, make sure to go to the previous videos and check that out so you will know the story. And let's explain what happened right here on that week, what caused this massive drop of price. And the reason for that is the pink current information sign plus this situation of the market when the market was bad and the company did not achieve the pink current sign for over 1.5 months. The investors started to lose patience and they started to sell the stock. Now, given the fact that the market condition was bad and there was less volume and more selling power than buying power, the stock price dropped down all the way to a strong support of the 0069, which is also the 50 moving average. But mostly what caused the rise of price right here on these last 3 days is a new quarterly report of September the 30th, which is the third quarter of 2021, and a revised attorney letter that is updated for the third quarter. So that might be the reason why TONR did not get the pink current information stamp, because they needed to upload the third quarter of 2021, and because of that attorney letter and the anticipation of them getting the pink current sign faster now and the upcoming catalyst for TONR, which did not change whatsoever, the price of the stock went up. And once we get the pink current information stamp, you can expect much more volume to come into this stock and much more price action. Moving on to the fourth stock of this weekly review, and that stock is IDGC. Now, the first thing that you see is that the stock price went down so drastically and so hard, about 70% drop of price in about 2 weeks. Now, this is just like TONR, only there is one difference. So IDGC also did not get the pink current information sign, and due to the market condition and the fact that there was less buying power and more selling power, the stock price went down hard to the 0005 level from the 0015. Now, the story on IDGC did not change. They have multiple updates coming in the near future and also pending news according to the CEO of the company once they get the pink current sign. Now, the difference between TONR and IDGC is that IDGC started to dilute the stock somewhere around here. And if you take dilution and add that to a bad market condition on a stock that is pretty heavy on its share structure, you get what happened here at IDGC. It went down all the way to the historical support of the 0005. And right here you can see that the last 3 days were kind of green for IDGC, and that's also part of the reversal that we are having right now in the OTC markets. But right here on November 5th, the company got the pink current information sign finally after a long time, and you can see that there was not so much of a price action from the 0006. It got to the 0009 and then closed at the 0008, And that's also due to the reason that there was small dilution that day that stopped the stock from breaking out. But just like I said, there are multiple updates for IDGC. From here, we'll move on to the final stock of this weekly review, and that stock is WDLF. Now, the first thing that you see is the massive volume that came in here November 5th. 580 million volume. The stock price went up about 60% intraday with much volume, and the reason for that is an 8K that the company filed with the SEC reporting that its third quarter of 2021 was a big success. They have increased the sales by 26% in the same 9-month period in 2020. The revenue growth comes paired with a significant decrease in operating expenses by 62% for the same 9-month period in 2020. They also stated that WDLF realized its strongest quarter since becoming public in 2016. So the rise of the price of this stock is basically because of a very good quarterly report. There is no massive news to WDLF that got the volume to come in and got the stock price to go up like this. It is just a very good quarterly report, and the fact that the stock went up with 580 million volume and went up about 60% in one day, that shows you that the market is ready for a reversal. And this week will be interesting to see how the market reacts and how it opens. But remember, guys, we are here for the long run, and even though there are some times that there is a bad market or a weak market, there are still multiple opportunities to buy the dip or to find these kind of opportunities that you have almost on a daily basis. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly review. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button because you do not want to miss the future content of our channel. If you are not on our Discord community, make sure to go to the description and get in the link right now.